Tok Forum where they deal with issues coming in analysis. One tell God thank you for another beautiful day. Hold on, come. And as a matter of fact, waiting me for happen today. We be supposed to come talk about this embassy drug saga. Then Salon embassy in Guinea. Me and Mr. Usman Bangua before come talk about that. But waiting happen. The internet connectivity in that place is so bad. We do everything possible for law come, with the story, for let it come give an update. But by God power, tomorrow, I think say it won one of them government offices there. He like to see we would run. Because the thing is, we get pointed, questions we want to come with them. And since this year start, we get a lot of talks there here, depending on which group, they go talk their own, then they go talk their own. So waiting me decide for that. I said, no, I'm not going to be part of this. I'm not going because this is not a national issue. This is strike at the very heart of the country in standing at the wall. So if we deal with this matter, we get for deal with them from a position of patriotism, meaning that we get for put aside all bias system. And we not go deal with them, say, oh, because now we party in any power. So the people them way they're not accused of this. And so what we will cover them, no. Or we now within our opposition, so we'll make a big, mountain out of this. No, we cannot do that. We get for come up with the strict four thing outside the facts they now we'll talk about. Since me not they now my colleagues then they and them supposed to come, Usman Bangui be supposed to come, but he come. We did close to an hour. We did try for see, but like we say now the internet connectivity. So finally we don't make a determination, say tomorrow, Sunday by God power, it would in one of them government offices then by God power. But in the meantime, though, waiting at the can do, they can capitalize on waiting former president who Kenyatta talk. Waiting, you don't tell all African leaders them. This is very important. This now in the wake of the measures of the United States government, where they get for being caught funding them, like things them way, where they give, they got money them, where they give them third world countries them. The United States, they take a different approach to that. Different approach. Then freebies, the way they, give countries them. There's a great chance that this administration get for cut them. They don't make it very clear. So the warning now to then third world countries, especially the African countries, will not get for manage in our resource system. Will not get for be very prudent. Will not get for be very judicious. You cannot afford for live outside the financial means of the country. Meaning that things the way the governments therefore do, it therefore be one where they reflect the economic reality. This is very important. Like I say, former President Kenyatta, now Kenya, nine make a statement. We hear where they made the statement. So then over expenditure them on the part of then governments Then white elephant projects the way they undertake. I think they now get for take a deep breath. They get for take a step back. Because this government is very determined. It's very determined. This government, to them, United States can force. Anything will go advance United States, they cause the enemy do. So the third world countries, then, especially the African countries, then, when I therefore, take this into serious consideration that this administration, they hand over freebies to anybody. When I can't more than go give them money here, and when they give the money, the citizens they know the same. Then days don't seem to go into oblivion. Then days don't go into oblivion. The government, like we say, I mean, is very determined for curb financial excesses in the country. And one side when they look at, then aids and when they give them, foreign countries. Beyond that, the administration intend for we visit them and see if there are things in that way they in harmony with their legitimate aspirations. For example, even some of the international organizations, the United States don't decide say they give a commodity. One such place, like we know of that World Health Organization. So we don't know we catastrophic that they go win back. So there are lots of other areas where they look at. Well, some people then go and look up in the context of practicing isolationist politics. Well, we also get for understand the something they call vested interest. We get for understand that in diplomacy, there's something they call vested interest. And America has always talked about the vested interest. Yes, there are also time where America, now the Cumbria country, now go back to especially World War II. Where World War II, waiting happen, they were part of the United Nations. Emily. They also waiting they call the Marshall Plan when they rebuild Europe. Virtually now the economy of this country and I rebuild Europe. All of those things in it. So the United States have been very kind. They have been very generous. But the government now thinks about time now, let United States begin address issues that really affect their own people there. This is the position, this is where the government not take, and nobody for blame them. We in the third world countries, we start today, really, we start today. We're not supposed for even they look for handouts from the Western countries, because we get everything for make we for be self-sufficient. We get all kind of resources so you can think of. But the problem is we not harness it properly, but more so now the corruption where they not sanctify corruption and make them a way of life. Now that all of them see this current administration I don't see. So we say really today, not to forsay the third world countries in general, but in particular African countries that are poor countries, no, not to poor countries. Now the mismanagement to blatant and naked corruption, the thing. This is what they've seen, and then they not decide say they go try for a tackle. And the only way they tackle them, hey, you guys not get for carry on your own load now. You guys get for carry on your own load. Because not to all time they go to give AIDS and they give AIDS and they give AIDS. No. They don't get tired. We get for be also a fear to them. They've done very well. The United States has done very well for mankind. They don't do well. They don't really do well. Especially in the area of funding, things that funding projects and giving monies for this, giving monies for that. So if the administration now comes say, well, wait a minute, the focus now get for be United States. We get for spend with financial resources on United States. We get for improve the lives of citizens and that. And if you say anybody for take qualms about that, I don't think say anybody for talk say I'm a bad thing. No. Rather now this will be a wake-up call. Now we for the tell we government say look, this spending where actually not just on white elephant, but more particularly where we spend the resources of the nation on our lifestyles, on the fund, on our lifestyles, we live very ostentatious and opulent lifestyles, whilst the ordinary citizens on their shoulders and then the wheel of the economy they turn, then they stagger in abject poverty and unspeakable misery. So United States don't decide, say they not found any of them saying where that only the leaders and they enjoy. So we like we say we got to be very, very fair. We got to be fair to the people there. when you turn around, you look, especially the African countries, you see how the leaders, how they live, the wasteful expenditure, the way they put hand pan, it's really, really bad. So as far as some of we concerned, we say we go support United States if they decide, say, the resources, then they use that on themselves. If they say that they use their resources on themselves, and not say anybody for take an issue out of that. That not for be an issue at all, not. It not for be an issue. Rather, they can argue now, I say this for be a wake-up call, now a wake-up call to the third world leaders. Say, una need for put una economic house in order. You guys cannot keep depending on the United States. And I want to believe, say, with a step like this, where the United States don't take, I want to believe, say, the other industrialized democracies, they go want begin copy this. They go really, really want begin for copy this, for make sure, say, they put the houses in order. They make sure, say, let the third world countries, but particularly the African countries, let them understand, say, the resources of their country, not to think that way for the lifestyles of we leaders, living very ostentatious lifestyle, living in grand, how they call it, white people and they suffer. No, they can say, when people that really take a retrospective look at things, we really not supposed for they go through what to they go through. A very undue. And waiting the happen yonder, so now they told what countries they are, where they can put out on global, not to global business. Yes, there's a crunch, financial crunch in the global. For example, una way they follow out, they just don't intercept tons of gold from Ghana. Thanks to the I call them the alert custom people, they intercept that day. For what we read, me don't know, I don't go talk with any degree of certainty. But what they do, they don't link up to they link up to the former president of Ghana. But of course, me not they in the position I'm not in the position for for make any comment on that. Another, but I just react to waiting at the now they react to. They can say they catch a lot of goals, lot of goals. That we come on at Ghana. Can anybody imagine the amount of money where they will cost? This now the nation in resources. The nation in resources. Now, whoever, because they can say they don't put on a president, a former president, Nana Akufo-Addo, but me not in the position for so me not go talk with any degree of certainty. Say yes. The next thing where some of we go advocate, let America begin to for we then told what countries, because they tell people they everywhere who side then third world leaders they go put money, America know about it. Every money where they move around, they know about it. As a matter of fact, they get a special branch now the Justice Department so where in your job now for just track their money there. We see how they track people like this guy will be in Nigeria. Abacha, we see how they track money there around there. They know. So what the United States need for the United States now need for begin work with, especially a country like Switzerland, who say they get that bank the way they on a thief money they rely on. They loot them because when they people in Kenya loot and go to their country, then they keep the codes them to the safe, then they keep it. So if they pass away, that money they go back to the country who say they pull up, that they go left. So now I make some of we not get one respect for Switzerland because that the economy they on thief money them that it on. Their money the way people they do. When I mean they go through documentary, I see waiting Mobutu alone we get. Now Zaire, Mobutu alone. Now, if he don't die, all of that they will not return to Congo, Usai Congo. So these are the things that we believe the United States will be of great help. You know, now that they put this financial crunch on their third world countries, and particularly, let they also they go around, they make sure say their money they when they take come out in country, they when they sitting in the sofa, let them see how they go make sure say their money they go back. United States get the power. They get the power for do that. If they really, really want to return their chief money, then when they third world leaders and when they do, when they take well and they can do them. They can do them. So I believe say that will be one area where United States will be of great help to the third world countries. And so that way, the incentives and when they take away now, so that help when they not would help them anymore. When once they return their stolen funds, them, I think say that go, take the place of that. So again, like the talk, waiting former President Kenyatta talk. Now that they call a word for a wise. It will find it third world leaders. Third world leader, then they pay great attention to that. You don't want them say there is no need for let them take issue with waiting the administration on do when they curb, me if I me one call a freebies, they're freebies the way they go. Because in a question of handout, now a question of a welfare mentality. So if then na they don't continue, then they try for trim the budget, for let it reflect reality. So me believe say, as far as we concerned, the right thing that where United States or take, whether they can come in Asia. Like I said, some of we go back historically, we talk about the good things that the United States don't do. Like I said, we go back to World War II. After World War II, you get what you call the Berlin airlift. After Joseph Stalin had been Russia, where it tried for start people to death that Berlin air. Now United States, in conjunction with other Western industrialized, now they arrange they arrange an airlift, where they drop goods and services and everything, so that mankind will suffer. Now they do that. While Joseph Stalin they try for subject people to death, United States don't do that. We don't see they don't give aids to people that disaster for them. They not only they put manpower, then they put economic strength there. So the question is, how long we leaders now go out for the live, and the benevolence of the United States. Now, when they talk about, I cannot imagine third world countries and the clamor for go sit down at the Security Council of the United Nations. What you go offer there? Virtually all the third world countries and a bigger country they live on hand and free. Say, what you go able subscribe the either in terms of financial how they call them advancement, or even technological advancement, or even military mind. What you not able to do, not able to do there. If you check now the register now, United Nations, the financial book, it starts to use that virtually all third world countries they owe and use and they pay dues. The United States then they pick up all the slacks and the United States they pick up. So when now this year where we can hear people they talk, we want Sidom now that place they want it. No, you cannot. No way, not the way any third world country go and make itself equal to the United States. We are not fooling ourselves. No way. No way. You will not get the technology. You will not get the politics. You will not get the economy. You will not get the judicial system for that thing. There's nothing. There is nothing. So me now, why we're not going to support, say, let any third world country, particularly an African country, let them go sit on the Security Council in the United Nations. What did they go do there? What did they actually go offer? You can't pay something as mundane as membership dues, you guys don't pay. Una oh, the United States they bail now. So the administration don't come, they don't come with their economic policy. They don't come with their economic policy. They say they go to hard times. So what do they want to do? They want to turn the compass towards the young people. They want to try for alleviate whatever hardship the people that they go to. So they don't decide say and they spend their money on themselves. So people they want to call us saying a politics of isolationism. Now isolationist politics United States one practice. Well, everybody get your own opinion about things. Me no go subscribe to that kind of thinking. They can say one of the central themes inside United States foreign policy that's what they call vested interest. I don't know how many people then can listen to that talk there. I don't know how many people they know waiting out what they mean when United States talk of a vested interest. Any side where national day we will enhance and sustain the vested interest, they are not interested. Then they look at askance, they are not interested. So I want to commend my former president, KENYATTA, for where you don't muster the courage of conviction and fortitude for third world countries. And it's no point you guys taking umbrage to the new policy where United States can adopt. Say you're like them Christian, what they say, seek ye the kingdom of heaven, first. So what they do, then first they seek ye the salvation of God first before they spread them out outside. So hopefully, third world leaders, they can come now oversee, they can't meet them. When they come, large delegation, huge delegation, they will come with. When they come, then they live, and then plush places, and then they live. All that's that the taxpayers, that the suffering people them. And with all this time, when they come, all then what actually they act, just kind of more than one the bench no more, say we don't candy. The way where the things are, if it happen now, sometimes most of them meetings and they don't they facial meetings and all that. The technology don't reach such a point now that they can do virtual conferencing or just say one or two people there. But you will see huge delegation then go come. Who say, oh, this money will come out. So some of people want to talk saying the heartlessness, not being realistic. But me, I believe say the economic decision where United States don't take, me, I believe say that the right decision that. This now for make sure say the third world leaders them, let them put the economic house in order. Let them prioritize. Let them invest in other areas. Because like food business, the way where we African countries we really not for go short of food. We shouldn't. We get arable lands. We get lands that we're able. God give we good weather. God can do that. But people don't want to do this. They don't want to invest, in agriculture. All man, they can at the capital city. Coming to the capital city, what they can do? Nothing. Jobs not there. You don't get place for leave. And all of this here. So again, like I talk, this thing where United States are it will be a warning sign to the third world leaders. Say una change with emphasis. Una change with priorities. You guys should get the wrong priorities then. You guys should get the wrong emphasis then. Who say una for invest, you guys should not invest there. Who say una not for invest that una they invest, in very ostentatious and opulent lifestyles and nine. We actually inimical to the growth of the country. So having said this, like I said, today we actually become for discuss this embassy business, the saga. Mr. Usman Bangua and I for deal with me guest. But waiting happen, it come. Actually, we try severally the internet connectivity. All of this again, now they talk about. By now, the kind of age where they pan out, this that takes away for me very handy. I was sit down before this computer until Osama bin Laden came back for the president of the United States. Nothing over how they call it. I no go suffer nothing. I say, oh well, I don't get an internet problem, so the thing don't go off. No. As long as every now and then I pay my internet bill, that's it. All of this here so. About because if we they try for talk about development, why they call it, the first side way we get for invest in the in communication technology. What do I mean by technology, communication technology? What do I mean by this? It's very simple. For we get electricity where they work 24 hours, 7 days a week, totally uninterrupted. That they will start. We get an electricity supply or energy where they work 7 days a week, 24 hours round the clock. When you get electricity where they work 24 hours, 7 days a week, then you go say let you invest in this other technology where they give the internet business. Because the internet connectivity, they come with the electricity where they work. When Mr. Usman Bangu have been there with me, who are the column, before I wait the thing on go, before I wait the thing on cut off, all that you will ascribe up to the connectivity we pour, all that because of the poor electricity. So I don't see how these third world countries then go be advanced, where you don't get constant flow of electricity, where then go drive all of that thing. Here is a big irony na Nigeria. I mean, when I talk, therefore also look at other places. Nigeria an oil producing place. We see the way Dangote don't even be a refining. But still, then they go to electricity problems. Then they go to electricity problems. Gas line and long. Some taking this society, they blackout 9 days. All of this. So they wonder which are the indie system where they go into. I mean, the fundamental question will for ask yourself, why is it that then people they are within the Western societies, why they're so advanced past we? Why we now the third world countries and why? The question who are asked, God let them pass we? No. God Almighty or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala not let them people are then we people are then people within in a Western industrialized civilized society, he not let them pass through. Here is the nexus between we and them. Then they believe in waiting they call the rule of law. Waiting I mean by rule of law. They believe in an egalitarian environment where nobody, not to a lord and monarch, nobody, not to the be all and end all, not to the alpha and omega, not to either the society. We not go call them Iyakina, Budu Iyakina. No. It is a society, just an egalitarian society. We talk about where everybody submit to the dictates of the rule of law. For example, a few days ago, now I read in a paper, a senator in New Jersey, Senator Menendez, big man, and a big politician in there, the senator where they represent New Jersey, one of them, because they too big for representing. They just don't convict him to 11 years jail. Now they go 11. Senator, big man. One of the members of the body politic, the establishment where they talk about the people that will form the upper strata in the society that day. Why in the other color? Because he engaged in corruption. He take bribes. He abused in office, he sell in office for selfish gain. So what did happen? He take responsibility for that. He is taking responsibility for that. There's nothing like, oh, when a big man, that man a senator, a big man. So no, that's the question. The big man I am, the law, and the big man. The law. Now he made the laws of this country done over 200 years. Nobody no go change the laws of this country because now the ethical foundation, now the moral compass, now honor, now the locomotive, now they drive this country. The people then can intend for be very oblivious of the strength of the United States in survival, not to technology, not to money, not to anything. Waiting to enhance and sustain United States, the durability, the survival, now the implicit faith in the rule of law, where they say nobody not the above the laws of the country. Everybody is being sublimated under the laws. There is nothing like orders from the above. There is nothing like so the past say. There's nothing like that. They make sure say yes. There are laws in that. But the individuals and also the constitutional liberties are guaranteed. They're not they lock you up now because you criticize any leader now. No. Now you write that for criticize a leader. Now you write that they call freedom of speech. President, the first minister for foreign affairs in this country, Thomas Jefferson, who incidentally died, ended up being the third president of the United States. In one of the many postulations, he said, he as an individual, he will prefer for live in a country where not get a government, but the people, the citizens, they get the right for, express themselves anyhow they want. Than for live in a society where get government, but the people, they're not able to free that, they're not able, exercise the right for, for express themselves. It make it very clear. That accounts for one of the primary amendments to the United States Constitution, what they call them, the First Amendment, will guarantee free speech and freedom of worship. That we're very fundamental in how this country had the govern itself. These are the things that I make that nobody know the elongate is still now. We all in now, Salinas and in now. And last year, 2024, Salinas and troop when I be Tuesday, November 5, Salinas and me troop now the police station. They go affirm and confirm the abiding faith in the democratic process by electing somebody of the choice. This is what they did. Saluni said, where we are part of that exercising. But in the course of that exercising, we not see rancor, we not see recrimination, we not see nothing like that. The people in the morning, they go vote. In the evening, they announce the result there. Waiting happen, all man go na the Ibale. Waiting they do, then they wait for the next cycle of election by God power when it come November 2026, when it come 2026. Then they go wait for the midterm election. Nobody not going to street. Nobody not cause commotion. Nobody. Because the people, they don't speak down. They always say elections get consequences. They do get consequences. Most times, the majoritarians, they can go elect somebody, but are the wrong person. Now that make United States not to a democracy. United States, now they call the constitutional republic. People they need for know the distinction between being a the democratic society, and one being a constitutional republic. One will stand on that. The variables here are this. It's very easy let somebody go from being a democratic person to a totalitarian leader. It be a despot, it be a human rights abuser, it be somebody we're totally anathema to anything we original and profound about democracy. But in a constitutional republic, you cannot, because there are roadblocks. There are roadblocks. Now that make way the people are saying a lot of things about the current leader now. Fine. But then they fail to realize that the current leader, if he take an oath of office, swear on the constitution, and the people in this country, waiting a good number of we, the foreigners and within there, we know that we said to speed for record with, as a fact say, people in there, they're loyal to the first loyal to that, now to the supremacy of the rule of law as enshrined by the constitution. Meaning that you can still be a member of a ruling party, but they go along with what the party they do, especially if you see I'm saying, they're in harmony with the legitimate aspirations of what the constitution called for. This is some of the things that we need for the come out for sensitized people then. For sensitized. Yes, everybody needs to belong to a political group because of the way that way they get into office. But you fidelity not to the you got for support the party, for make sure say the party program, go ahead, in parliament, go there uninterrupted. Yes, that happened. But again, like we talk now, you first priority now the constitution. Now made the constitution done the over 200 years. 200 years, waiting the framers of the constitution do. Then build up in such a way that no one leader know your kind of you overturn. Okay, we they see that they third world countries, it's almost every leader we can bring in your constitution. This constitution, that constitution way go just cater to your whims, views, and caprices. But no. That constitution we done this since President George Washington over 200 years ago, where as first president of this country also, he swear for defend and uphold the constitution of the sovereign republic of the United States. Presidents have come and gone. I think that the 47th president we get now. So I strongly believe in that the 47th president we get now. So whatever it is, what that same constitution 90. What does that tell people though? That the mere fact that they continue for maintain that constitution, now one that way, neither the pillar, neither the foundation. Now in all this country also, the supremacy of this country also, it derived from that constitution, not to anything else. Not to for the political parties, not to from the leaders in that constitution. So as soon as they go along, when there's violation of the constitution, then obviously it's going to be addressed. It is going to be addressed. No constitution violation no go now unaddressed. No. The job of the courts or the judicial system, not to their own job for make laws, not to their own job than the fidelity now to the constitution, and then they interpret and apply the law as it is on the books. No judge not get power. The constitution not give judge a power for make a law. No, not to your own job than your own job now for interpret the law as it is. Now so the law say. So when I get issues, when I go before the court, or my argue in brief, then what the judge they do, the judge they look up and see waiting happen now, is applicable to the law or it violates the law. And when the judge determines, say, what you do, it violate the law, then what they do, they apply the law as it is. These are all the things that some of we go to come for tell we fellow citizens then. Especially the one that we know they pay attention to how this country is being governed. They pay attention. Some of you will tell God thank you, we spend in ordinate amount of time. They look, they peruse how this country is being governed, waiting at the structures and waiting at the foundations, waiting at the things and where they put for aid the country advancement. We did see them. But in we own, settings and we own third world settings, and these things are fundamentally absent. They're not there. They are not there. Because what's in the rule of the big man, what's in the past say, others from the above. No, those things don't work now. So, like I say, this question of this allegation about this drug business, they say it take place now with embassy, which actually some of we be expect, for be very honest with me, listeners, and we expect the government of Salon can make a declarative statement about what happened, and then talk about what are the way forward out of this. Because what we need to understand, this allegation about drug activities where they take place now with diplomatic posts, it obviously get an adverse effect on the image of Salon. People they try for make this a partisan issue, make a partisan. Some of we not go make this a partisan issue. The reason why we not go make this a partisan issue is simply this: not to every SFPP member get accused of a drug activity inside the embassy. Neither not to every APC member get accused of that. Now, set of people them, and the set of people them where they're not accused of this, they are representing the sovereign nation of Salon. Now they're not the face and voice of Salon, now another country. So this will be of fundamental concern to every Salonian. Sometimes we get for put aside the partisan politics. We really get for hold back on the partisan politics and look at issues then from the perspective where it can. So we will make a valid deductive argument. But mostly what they do now value judgment they make where me go to say it warped because it not get what it take for enhance and sustain them. All this because of the politics. We don't become so acclimatized to the political party system to the extent we refuse for understand or rationalize the fact. So we get a bigger picture now, and the bigger picture we'll get now, or the bigger concern we'll get now. Now the sovereign nation of Salon now get that here. So we can tell for look at the damage where it inflict on the country. We they look at from a partisan lens. Yes, the opposition now will be very happy because what's now happen now. Now the current government within power now under they watch this not happen. Where that we don't go deny because the people that really work at the embassy, especially the ambassador, that this current government is but that to me not a minute thing. What do they look at now? The bigger picture for look at the bigger picture, the impact where it get on the country, the effect on the country. This is what will be of fundamental concern. Now, this will be of concern. Then what will do? They will look at from a objective, patriotic, and nationalistic lens. This year where they don't accuse the embassy of. I mean, how the effect you get on the image, because I go any side when by chance people they ask you who say you come out, they say you come out as Salon, then You mean that place where even their diplomatic posts, people are engaged in illegal activities such as drug running? No, one Nandi. Nobody know one Nandi. So when it's here, they happen, let we all, regardless of which political party they, regardless of whether they support or they come out and speak against them. Now that they call patriotism. Now that they call nationalism. Now that they call putting your country first. When you speak against infractions of principles, where they militate against the orderly advancement of your society, these are the things they hopefully talk about. These are the things that condemning the reported drug activities in the embassy in Guinea, no go say or no go demonstrate the fact say anybody unpatriotic or you hate the country. No, rather the one that where they keep quiet, where they condone them, that they are the real enemies of the country. We need to make this patently clear to them. The one that where they condone, then kind of act they ask them where they give the country a black eye, ask them where they make we look bad, that they are the real enemies of the country. I don't go, bet an eyelid for talk about it anywhere. The one them where remain quiet. John the way the great English philosopher Edmund Burke they talk. Say all waiting evil need for later for good people they remain quiet. The mere allegation say yes, we embassy was involved in this. They use the embassy resources. They talk about using the embassy motorcar, for do this. It's totally condemnable. This for be of fundamental concern to every Salonian, except the haters of the country. Now they not go see anything we go wrong with this. Of course, we can understand because everything not take parties and lenses. We can understand, but by God power, by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, power, some of we go continue for pray to God say anything where na in the care Salon go down, where they make it put on past shame, let God make Lord not be part of that. Let God make Lord not support her. Anything where they make the country get black eye, let Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make sure say we are not part of that. And we not go condone now. Let it give you the strength. Let be able for muster the conviction for talk against them. Because all we want, we also want, the well-being of the country. Now we want see the advancement of the country. We want we country be it's being looked in positive terms. We want going to a place where they talk good about the country. We will make we say, we hate big that some of you want to see. They talk about Salon, where get all the natural resources them. Oh, Salon, where where they invest in human capitals. Salon, where there was a time when they said Salon and I be the way camp and book learning, that the place start where everybody was proud. These are the Salon, this way some of we want for be talked about. We they go back to the good old days. We don't want for Yeri or talk about any Salon where who side then drug kingpin in it. No. Some of them will never be part of that. And we connect. So now that make we hope say investigations, serious investigations now will take place. Well, of course, I trust the Guinea people. If I Mr. Usman Bangu today, he will tell me about the state of society now. But so far, waiting me and Chuki the talk every now and then, and he includes it. Say the ambassador, I think it's under instructions or whatever it is from the home government and that in activities or movement and that is restricted to the embassy and host. And by which he talk, I think they are under taking investigations. Yeah, when we come up with the argument as established in the April 18, 1961 diplomatic conventions or Vienna conventions, where among other things, he give a diplomats him, he give them cover. He get a cover in the sense they get immunity from a lot of things. Then prosecution will be one, searching of there will be another one, and all other things that we go put in a very uncomfortable situation. But then people need for understand again. When we started the conversation earlier, we talk about vested interest. In as much as yes, countries they virtually they recognize the April 18, 1960, 61 Vienna Convention or diplomatic protocol, where the shield diplomats and other country from most of them today. But we need to understand so not to a hard and fast rule. I can use an example. Britain under Margaret Thatcher, whilst Muhammadu Buhari then have been the leader in Nigeria as a military leader, they may do something where very unheard of and unimaginable. They may look for one person, that Umar Diko, when I be minister now, President Shagari in government, when they be overthrown. He was the most wanted person, but a money for flee for London and England. So Nigeria arranged with Mossad, that the Israeli, secret police or whatever it's they kidnapped the man, put on a crate, they mark a diplomatic column, now standstill airport. They want to put her now the plane for car and go back. But God made some body we see when they kidnap the man. So what he do, he raise alarm. Then the British government put an SOS out. He put a lookout notice. So the big crate being at the airport, the one security officer become suspicious of that crate. So he said alert the government. And they say, well, no, that crate not for border plane, the plane not for move. If for remain the Nigerian authorities, the ambassador or the high commissioner, acting on waiting, government that Nigeria say, protest. They therefore invoke diplomatic immunities. We actually covered it for, but knowing Margaret Thatcher, where they call the Iron Lady, know how she said, no, this not will happen. He insist. Margaret Thatcher insists, say that container on a market that diplomatic it will be open. And they put that say in the final analysis, Nigeria and back down. We didn't agree. And say no matter what happen this will open up. When they open another, they meet helpless former minister in London. Helpless one, Umaru Diko, where they nearly one can go now. So what's now result to a result in the diplomatic brouhaha between Britain and Nigeria to the extent they cut off the diplomatic ties for that thing. I will give another example of side where the question of diplomatic immunity no hold fast. And that United States now. We now remember say where the Soviet Union collapsed, where it disintegrates, all them 15 republics or different countries, they don't go their separate ways. One such now in Georgia. So Georgia way now Mr. Shevardnadze now be the leader there. The deputy ambassador women in Washington was also involved in what they call drunk driving. He was involved in that. Say he killed somebody. So the United States government then appealed to the Georgian government, say this case are very serious cases. So they wanted the judicial process now kicking. So they strike a deal. The deal was this. The man will go to the judicial system, the legal system, the process. But when the verdict comes, more assume say he's found guilty, in jail sentence will be served than Georgia. So this now a halfway, they meet each other halfway. America meets Georgia halfway, Georgia meets America halfway. So that make I want to let everybody understand that I say not too not totally ironclad say pauper. Yeah, because you get diplomatic immunity, so you go get away with murder. No. Yeah, there have been instances where people then, for some reason, they went soft on them, but not to what they call it, not to law. Because nations they get the guy for protect the citizens and for protect the nation. So the hope is because by waiting, Mr. Usman Bangura tell me, he said then they do the investigation. Hopefully, when this are done, when they able to establish a case, and all the one they more assume say they establish a case against people. Me not they sit down there and point finger at anybody because I know they did. That make I mean they expect Mr. Usman Bangura for Canada because I did it. Now then a journalist and now they know what they do, now then they see. So because when we go out today, now I will ask her questions. Question there, where we will also look at the diplomatic immunity aspect of this and all the indices that we go into this over. But by God power, a very possible say we will come tomorrow because I don't say tomorrow they go now one of them government offices where at least they then get internet reliability or connectivity so well. Because it's very important for local to talk about this. Because as it is now, now social propaganda, the government, we know they any other corner, the opposition, then they make propaganda. So the question, who do you believe? Who is saying what? That made me steadfastly I refuse for offer which we will talk direct, statement say, oh yes, now this person. Now make I not put the case on anybody. I not talk say the ambassador involved. Because I don't get any evidence. I don't get any evidence for show say the ambassador are aware of this. I don't get any evidence for support the ambassador in culpability or lack thereof. Where to go rely on the one that we on the ground, we know that they will come for theory. So far that dynamic will not count it. Because I could say we attend for camp, but even they get frequent, problems with the internet. So finally, waiting I want to do now, I want to use this occasion for comment Professor David Francis. Waiting Professor David Francis don't do. He don't publish a book dealing with diplomatic activities, but specifically the relationship between Salon and China. These are first of in kind. Yes, we don't get one or two former ministers, we after they don't left service, they write things. You talk about SAG, but waiting me, I even just said about him experiences in government and all the work that we don't do and all that. Fine. We'll go to that fellow what we call Abdul Karim Kowoma, AKK, instead of before a minister. But when he left, he writes a book, what they call the agony of a nation, where he talk about the problems na APC. As foreign minister, he don't write anything on the foreign policy practice of the country. I want to get this clear. Yes, there are other two people that I don't talk about. And they were also foreign ministers. Now that make a win in him now. Solomon Pratt was a foreign minister. AKK was a foreign minister. But they don't write anything, about them, foreign policy, prosecution, implementation, articulation, and all that. I will not read that like that. But Professor David Francis, he don't do this. So waiting up now, Professor David Francis now, they in the league of people like Professor Bolaje Akiemi, who said that before a minister in Nigeria, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, also a foreign minister, before a minister in Nigeria, and also the late Major General Joseph Nanbagaba, we also have before a minister in Nigeria. the young waiting they do their contribution and waiting they put out, in the conduct of foreign policy. So Professor David Francis has become the first foreign minister. The appeal here is that Professor David Francis will expand this. He will expand this, which you don't know, because the thing under in leadership as foreign minister now, Salon get a diplomatic academy, because for the longest time we not ever get one thing people they need for now, we don't get career diplomats, highly professionalized career diplomats. We don't fall in ministry now, an open ministry. But when you juxtapose them with Nigeria and Ghana, because these are the things I know we talk about America or Britain, because I know a lot of people say we then come to a more advanced, so you cannot make this comparison. And they talk about place where they all get independence back to back. Ghana, March 7, 1957. Nigeria, October 1, 1960. Salon, April 27, 1961. But what Nigeria and Ghana do, then the leaders are with them in Kwame Nkrumah, Abubakar Tafawa Balewa. Then say there's going to come a time when the countries and go there at the world stage and go there, they go play a pivotal role at the world stage. So what they do, they set up institutions there where go train them man and woman them with a day like today, they go there at the world stage. And when you look at the international communities there, you get more Nigerians and Ghanaians than other countries. When they reject this man, Samora Kamara, for that job we been go for ADB, for whatever reason, when they reject them, would I get the job? Now in Nigeria, get the job, then they get the job. Because these are highly qualified people, highly professionalized people there. So, like we said, they're not open the diplomatic academy. Hopefully, the passage of time, we say, it will get to a point, we say we'll forget we don't career diploma, because all of the one way they come out for representative, they all not politicians there, either party members or friends of the leaders. They not get the diplomatic training. In countries like Nigeria and Ghana, half of the diplomats when they go out, now the career diplomats and the guys when they work at the foreign ministries and like them, and then they go out, and then they say, yes, the leaders they get slots and we open where they go kind of appoint their friends or their party members, the one that we help them for kind of power. Yes, the law allowed it, but equally also the law make it very clear. The law make it very clear that X amount of people when they send out for go represent the country, they get for be career diplomats. The one where they work at the foreign ministry. The law is very clear on that. It is very, very clear on that. So now that make you they see, Salon I call them. I mean, really today. Now make we know the flash actually, but Nigeria and Ghana, for example, the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, now Nigerian. I mean Mohammed, the Nigerian. We don't get Nigerians and Ghanaians also, where they lead even international security. So, for example, what we get that one as Salon. Now, foreign army leaders and go help with that. We will get Maxwell Kobe. We also get the Victor Malu and all the people in these now foreign, armed forces leaders that they go help with. And all that saying. So we get a long way for go bottom. So now that make way Professor David Francis don't write this book here. Some of you glad it. Because this book what you go do, it will also it will also help the students within the diplomatic academy. It will help the diplomatic, the students within the academy now so that they will be trained. Because we just said, really was one of the problems that we'll get about we own diplomats. Now explain this, let people know. Once you come out, except you fall out with the president or the person within you, you need, for example, if APC bin come back from power 2018, Buckeye Stevens should have one of been the longest serving ambassador now, to the extent if before even be the dean of the diplomatic corps. What do you mean by that word? This is another diplomatic language. When it's in the dean of the diplomatic corps, the title or the job of the dean of the diplomatic corps, now all the ambassadors we are represented in the United States now, you get one man when the spokesman, one ambassador, na the spokesman, now they talk on their behalf. How does that come about? The one way they serve the longest at the station, where they serve the longest, now they get that job they as dean of the diplomatic corps. For example, in the 70s, as we know, we been get some ambassadors and we make the waves there. You get, for example, Soviet Union, you will get Ambassador Anatoly Dobrynin. In Nicaragua, you will get Ambassador Sacasa. Where Canada, 5 years before they opened United Nations, it not go back until 1979 where they removed the Sandinistas. Then you will get Ambassador Adesha Zahidi, where they represent the Shah of Iran. Then you will get Prince Banda from Saudi Arabia. These ambassadors, the way I talk about, they were very, very, very established now. They were factors in now. They make the waves in now. Especially like Ambassador Prince Banda. You go say get the keys to all presidents in the house. He was a welcome guest that every president in the house from Canada. Inside, the ambassador that I don't call, three of them one of being dean of the diplomatic corps, Sakasa, Prince Banda, and Anatoly Dobrynin. And Anatoly Dobrynin, they are where the Cold War began. Remember, where they read history, where they also read foreign policy. Them. I tell people them say, we also need for the land foreign policy, not to alter for the country about APC, SFPP politics. We need for the talk about international relations. We need for the, also Ambassador Anatoly Dobrynin, Ikaya when the Cold War began. This East-West business, the Soviet Union, United States tension at that time. We all remember the Cuban Missile Crisis. Remember that in 1962. That will be nearly, if that matter was not properly handled, we don't get third one. Now we had that Cuban Missile Crisis because the way we did. So all of the so when you talk about ambassadors in Naya, really true. They all get the name ambassadors, but you get ambassadors and whether super ambassadors in Naya, where they will then get direct contact with the head of state. Most of the ambassadors in Naya, except from the third world countries, I can tell you now with any degree of certainty. For let they even meet, now not even talk about the Secretary of State or the Foreign Minister now. What in the United States do? The Foreign Service or the State Department that an entirely that a whole government of itself. The way they structure, then run by region and by country. Then. For example, like Salon, Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, and so on. They fall within the West African region. Now they fall. So within the West African region, they get a director when they boss. But even within that, you also get a desk officer. When I talk about desk officer, the person where they report to, meaning that also the Salon ambassador go now, that the foreign ministry or the State Department. He's just not going to meet with the foreign secretary or the Secretary of State. No. The Secretary of State don't get it. Because within that department, you also get the African division, the Bureau of African Affairs. So for let an ambassador just meet with the foreign minister now, the Secretary of State now, it's very difficult. you know, you get them structures and they you get for good. For then you even just meet with the Assistant Secretary of State for African Affairs, because you go to again to the country division. More say like Salion get an issue, so you go now the West African country, department within the State Department or the Foreign Ministry. Then, but before you even get for see the country director, you go to the desk officer. That the one where they wait now you have to go engage first. When the system what you go do they okay before they marshal you. So the people them, this is how it is structured. But when you juxtapose that with the so-called diplomats or the international, they so get easy access to the leaders there. They so get easy access to the leaders there. At any minute, then at the president in office, they bypass, you know, the foreign ministry. Then they deal with the president directly. What's going on here? How can, and some of them people are they call them? They are not waiting with things that they do. Seriously, they are not waiting with things that they be. But then the people that they get unfettered access, unlimited access to the heads of state. How many ambassadors can get access to White House? The only time, and I want to make it very clear, let people understand this. The only time where ambassadors can get access to a leader now to the president, one, is therefore they immerse the way they're going to do this swearing in Chile, yet the ambassadors were invited, led by the dean of the diplomatic corps, or like where the president addressed Congress, when they call the State of the Union, the ambassadors, yeah, they will be invited in. Or more say they get a reception, even that depending on, you know, they say it. But for say an ambassador will just grab no more, he go now White House and I say go meet with the with the president. No. The only ambassadors the way gets that kind of a priority the way can think about could be like something the one from Britain, the one from Russia, something from Saudi Arabia. Because they're by class, so and they're by class. Yeah, they all get the same time to the ambassadors, but ambassadors and when they're super ambassadors, seriously, if not to a general function, we go call all ambassadors, if very possible say an ambassador from the third world countries in general, well, in particular in Saudi, you don't ever go to State House or Parliament, except where they get a general function, they must say a reception where they invite you. So this is now make like I said, some of you glad the Professor David Francis don't come up with this book where he don't write. Me personally are exceedingly happy in the first former foreign minister we don't write on, he don't write, you know, he don't come up with something where they deal with waiting him they do the work where him they do. The problem we'll get now, Salio, we don't get writers, we don't get people them. We will talk to, yeah, they go this book they Samuel doctor, this professor. But waiting as you don't take firm grip in the firmament of things in a salon. Now politics, now don't assume a great chap. A person will go professor this, doctor this, doctor this, doctor that. The only side away they go for good at politics, for good at politics. Because now they the easy kafa day, now the politics. Now they the easy jabu day. You hardly they see people they say, you know what, let's go and do this. Now one so-called intellectuals in that salon where decide they go stick with waiting they don't like, because people they need for understanding, not to politics, not to only politics, no more. You service to the nation, it can in different spheres, different spheres of life. You know, you get other side. Let's take somebody like Professor Alusan Gallo, way within University of Texas, within a salon. Where he go, we see what he involved in. It help for elevate the quality of education to the zenith of Mount Everest. Look at you do now, first at the University of Salon. he opened a whole faculty there. You know, and not the history. In fact, I'm at the head of the history, you know, department. He opened a whole, you know, college within the university. He go to St. Edward's in former alma mater. He gives St. Edward's a facelift. He restored to a very respectable dignity, which he do there. Now he don't even go na a primary school where I think he didn't, you know, it didn't Kisi Road or whatever. It didn't Kisi. That major primary school really in front of, you know, and wash, you know, that primary school really in front of, you know, and wash. Look what he don't do there. He not only don't restore the school to a respectable dignity, but even then they provide food for the beginning. These are the people that were some of we very enamored of them. These are the people that we don't answer John Fitzgerald Kennedy in call. We say no ask what this country go do for you, but now what you go do for the country. People like Professor Alusain Jallo, them, they go remain, we hero them. They go remain the one that we very enamored of, where we go always sing their praise. Because they are giving back to society, waiting God Almighty or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala don't bless them with. I'm so enamored of that mandate that I mean every time when I get an opportunity for talk about patriotism, for talk about people that we don't make a contribution, Professor Alusain Jallo can first. He can first in me talk. There you talk about another guy, Dr. Roland Touré, waiting at the McKinney axis with the see what us said they do they. You want to tell job people, you oh, when you say you aren't going on politics, or you aren't going to parliament, they must say, no, that's not true. He has never shown that kind of inclination that he want to do. We they see people they talk about hunger in the country. Look what in a man do. Look how he invest in agriculture and that place. What all the young what they do? They're on drugs and they're on course. Instead of, you know, one, they don't get the education who will give them a job. Where, you know, you say they go, where they will be productive, they don't get that. Number two, you talk about living accommodation, they don't get living accommodation at the capital city. So waiting they don't become menace at the place. Waiting they involve in, you know, crimes, because they get for survive. They will not go if we talk about the environmental integrity of the place, where they don't debase all of these things. Need not they follow get all that kind of a crowd. They share we will come out now upline. We get places there for daily. I mean, in the years, you know, they see this kind of a crowd now because we get incentives. More talk about SFPMB, where we come about, where young people then after school they go, they are employed. I mean, you don't get all these drifts. Everybody they drift for going to the capital city, where they go, jobs not there. So what is that is responsible for the proliferation of, you know, criminal activities and that the place. So by God power, like we say, I mean, my program, like I don't tell anybody, is going to be devoted to national cause. My program is going to be heavily nationalistic leading, meaning that we will get for the bring each system forefront where it will resonate. And we'll make sure say it don't get colored. I mean, even this thing what they can't talk about, now the embassy, by God power, sometimes if God make internet connectivity there tomorrow, because Mr. Bangura say it will go to one of them government offices there tomorrow. So because, like I say, it's very important. Let we throw light on this here, because everybody seems for the on the horse of dilemma for this. Everybody seems quandary. Waiting the other equal misinformation, disinformation, pyramid of lies, and all that. People don't try for make a propaganda out of this, which is to me when a total disservice to the nation. It's not a total disservice. This not to any matter where forget any partisan coloring. You know, most of the opposition party take a make a big issue now. No. This will be something of concern. Let we left let we hold the individual, the one that were involved in this, not hold them accountable, not to everybody within the SLPP be part of this area. Not did it. Not to they did it. Not to the whole SLPP membership they did it. Neither not to everybody in the APC did it. No. Now individuals say, Lord for the compartmentalize. Lord not the balkanize. I mean, we hold everybody accountable for the misconduct of one or two people. No, to me, it's grotesquely wrong, immorally unacceptable. So now that means by God's power, if God can make we get this program going, by God's own power, and I believe say God will help me for let this program, they on schedule tomorrow. We can make sure say all this misinformation when they go around, then lies and when they lie, we'll make sure say we straighten up by God's power. We'll straighten up. We straighten up by God's power because the man where they come, Bangura, now I must say this now, the man that will be recommend me to be an accreditation for that be part of them because of waiting at the do now. I see I'm like they carry the to the people there, then they so the people that are Guinea, they become very enamored of what they do. Let God bless them for that. And me say they assure them, see, the trust and confidence when they put by me, the respect when they put by me, by God in your power, I not go betray that trust and confidence. I go make sure say in everything they do now, I they make sure say na salon go be me focus. Outside salon they that I go dey. I know they be a propaganda tool for any political party. Me not to eventualist for any political party. I know they can't advocate any cause for any political party. I'm not. Waiting good for the country now we talk about. Meaning that I believe say me get the capacity for compartmentalized issues. I will give credit where credit is due. And at the same time, I will take umbrage when it becomes expedient. I don't go that school where they say, here no evil, see no evil, not say anything about me party. No, I don't go that school day. I don't go that school day, unfortunately. I don't spend too much time in the United States for let I understand whether the concept of patriotism. I don't spend too much time in the United States for understand waiting at the concept of patriotism. Mr. Karim, by God power, not we don't talk about the light by God power. When we come next time, we will make sure we will adjust the light, or we'll even make sure you don't even need it. Because I think say it is show a reflection. Thanks so much for your observation. But now I'm not going to left with it. I'm not going to lost my train of thought, but I will assure you tomorrow it's either we will test the light, we will adjust them, and if we see it is show bad reflection, you know we did it tomorrow. We are sorry at the ask for understanding, forgiveness, and when we put a day outside today, I not test them. But una where they under na una. So I get for oblige una, I get for listen to una, I get for take una advice, and I go assure una, and una no go see them anymore. If una see us and I want that we will reflect properly. We are I did really ask for an understanding because I want to try and see I will wrap this program up because this is very important. It's very important. And then like you say, I go back to what I start on this drugs investigation or this drug menace. We link to with diplomatic outpost. We diplomatic mission there for foster bilateral relationship between whose side we get the accreditation and we country. That is for. In order therefore get caught up in anything where go turn for negatively impact we country. No, not to that we mission therefore. We all for condemn that. We all the mere mention say we embassy they use citizens them to come because now citizens again that motukari, that embassy motukari, citizen get up. Because now it's established that drugs were found. So this is not to, I don't talk from a position of speculation. That day I will talk with any degree of confidence. The only thing I don't go talk now, I don't go talk who that gets them because I don't know. I don't go talk like that who that saying, the driver, or who that in behalf, who that involved, I don't know. So that I will never express any judgment. And I expect say where Mr. Bangura, by God power, will do this program tomorrow, he will come up with the facts because instead get somebody within the embassy with the work. Why you don't go name nobody because people have to protect their jobs, but you come with because the only thing we go put this here at rest, we'll get the facts in there. The facts do have to come out. We cannot sweep this under the carpet because the image of the country that they suffer. And some of we don't go allow that. Whatever it takes for let some of we get to the bottom of this we go do. Because they can say something like this. The political leadership of the country before don't come talk to the nation. Tell the nation, say this is a very unfortunate thing, this will not happen. We don't dent the image of the country. But as a government, this idea of grave concern to them, and they will do everything possible for get to the bottom of this, and whoever is involved, Naya, or where they establish a case, na part of it, there should be serious sanctions there, where go act as deterrence. This not to matter this way, anybody for just make up, politics. But no. Some of we don't go allow this to happen. It's not going to happen. We go continue for talk about this until the facts are out. Until the reason for this, that the image of Salon. Now the image of Salon, now they are sick now. Not to a political party now. Because when this year happen, we know here they talk say, oh, well, the SNPP ambassador or the ambassador they motuka them involved in it. No. We know, I don't know if me listener there that waiting I Salon Embassy na Guinea. And I want to Salon Embassy na Guinea. To me, that's enough for me. That's enough. That's enough. The question is, what's the way forward? Where do we go from here? How do we ensure, say, an unfortunate thing like this, where don't give we black eyes, not will ever repeat itself again? This is not the fundamental question this will for ask. Now the fundamental question is where every Salonian, you be APCO, you be SNPPO, you be Republican, you be Democrat, you be this, you be that. Once you're not a Salonian, this time for me, you fundamental question. How did we get to this point? How will make sure say this don't repeat itself again for the good of the country? This time for me, everybody in concern. How did we get to this point? How we get to a point where we veer off the cause for the part? The cause for the part, promoting bilateral relationship, harmonious relationship between Salon and Guinea. Now we could send the ambassador. The ambassador is not only a representative of the country, but a personal representative of the head of state. These are all the indices they will get for put into this. The ambassador is also the personal representative of the president of the country. So the ambassador in embassy has been accused of engaging in illicit or illegal activities of far-reaching ramifications, drugs, and this drug menace. Now they fight this way everywhere. Countries are now doubling their effort for fight the drug menace. So no country should be seen, promoting it. No country should be seen try for profit out of it. No. So we as Salonians, regardless of whatever lineage you get, we need to talk about this. I will never be part of any scenario where people they just try for make this a partisan issue. I will never. This is an issue this will affect every Salonian. Every Salonian is because of the black eye. Now we all don't get. Me now, if you can't put drugs there, so anything I defend this one, I know will stop here. Because I have never seen it, and God will make I don't go ever see them. One day cigarettes don't go down anymore. And this be age you are the one day. Let alone drugs. You can't put drugs now, yes, it's a that I don't know. And not only I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear but and I want to see them. If that's the only way that forget money, I don't want to let pass through. Because it's a harmful thing that they give people them. For let them put that their body, they destroy themselves. Why should they make money out of that? That the thing that way, if I make me a so hater. The harmful thing that they, look at the effects of their kush and then people they win for kush. Look how they don't dehumanize themselves. Look how they don't dehumanize themselves. Why is people that they make money off her? How can anybody be that callous? How can anybody be that wicked? How can anybody be that insensitive for sell something way harmful? So you they make money off her, but then you don't sign the policy in death certificate. You don't sign that because the people then when they trade in, they don't get long life for live. They have been destroyed emotionally, psychologically, physically, everything. They are like dead people walking. So something like that for me, like everybody condemn that kind of activity. Now, me go continue for stand on the threshold. This not to partisan matter. This not to partisan matter. This now something affect the very a threat to the very citadel of Saloni well-being. This what is so in every aspect of life anybody can think of. It's self-destruct. In one area, the image of Salon now go down the chain because of people they greed, their avarice, their lack of patriotism, because are the only thing that will be able to do that. Where people are lacking in patriotism. Because if you're not a true patriot, you see the next Salon, you don't go do anything where go give the country a black eye. No, you won't. Why should they make money offer? No, you cannot. So by God power, tomorrow, by God in your power, Mr. Usman Bangura go find a place where he go do this program here. Because like I say, anyhow we go get for do this program here, we will do it. And like I say, I dey rely on them because they did it. Mr. Usman Bangura, they're very responsible, again. He don't come there for can't tell we something we not factual. No. Because he don't tell what they deal with her now. Now me dealing with her, now put me in direct contact with in colleagues there under. I find out for me a man with absolute integrity. Absolute integrity. I can vouch for his integrity. A very honest, but above all, a very God-fearing. Good Muslim, very God-fearing. Hey, times me could he talk, behind the scene. And the man is committed to the progress and promotion and the success of this program here. So I make it link me and so that make I say I get absolute and unqualified trust in the integrity. and that it will come for Lord do this program. So wrapping up, we need to commend Professor David Francis for a job well done. At least I think clear some of we want that this way they share knowledge. Yes, God don't get the knowledge, he sabi the book. But we will not sabi the book. What they do now, they can't help we. They can't widen with horizon. They can't make a lot of benefit from that gift we God get, the gift of book learning. So it help we. How it help we? It don't write a book. So we say we read them. Now we know. Because the man talked about the relationship between China and China. So we would like to know what's this relationship. And so if God make us say read the book, we self go down know now what it is, what they talk about Salon Chinese relationship. We don't know what he entail. And like I said, he was in an elevated and highly responsible position where he be able for command a panoramic view of the circumstances of waiting with the happen between China and Salon. So if God don't make it up with black and white, alhamdulillah, we tell God thank you for that. So I'm enormously, grateful. I'm enormously grateful, for this. And all I can do for ask God Almighty for let it continue for inspire with the wisdom, knowledge, let it get the well body, longevity of life. Let it continue this because now your contribution, this it give back to society. Yes, he don't serve as cabinet minister, he don't hold one of the highest offices and now it don't transition into another. This is exactly what they tell people then. Not spend all your life in politics. After politics, there should be a fallback. There should be a fallback. Now that way, before you go there, you don't objectify yourself with the breastplate of integrity, the armor of discipline, and the sort of service and selflessness. So after your political career, there's also another, aspect of life where they translate yourself into. But in most cases, when power left people in Salon, I've seen miscellaneous collection of people there where power left them. How they young kashi. If they tell say that person be in power, that person be hold that position, because once they were in power, they never they're not being get the cognitive intelligence for rationalize the fact say, yeah, where they are not there for eternity. Someday, somehow, the wheel of fortune to get for turn. And so the fundamental question where you will ask yourself, now when the wheel of fortune don't turn, what next? Where do I go? What thing will happen? Have I made enough provision so that I'm not going to be a burden on myself, let alone society? If only people don't make adequate provisions for anything. You see this question of when people, as soon as they go in office, the next way they do, therefore, enrich themselves at any cost, and very quickly, it emanates from one they think it's safe. Whether job or not, you start better not you, Baba. I think say na dog na you get for peace time if I assign that. So what I get for do? I get for that. This accounts for the grabbing mentality. The grabbing mentality, grab, smash and grab. Because if you know this service, they could tell anybody, or they position the way people in the whole, not to birthright, not to divine right, not to entitlement. Now just an honor privilege way you get. So you come, you do what you do, then you transition into another thing. Well, if you come now, you don't get any other thing. This now the causative agent is we're responsible for this criminal activities on the part of most people there when they don't canonize. Because they don't say when they come out day, where they come up, Papa, who said any day. Papa, I different to the trouble now. Seriously. So one tell Professor David Francis, Bokumoku, thank you. I want to tell Professor Alusan Jalo, Bokumoku, thank you. I want to say Dr. Rolantue Boku Tenki. And also, I want to remember one other man there, when they call Reverend Dr. Victor Fakondo. He in New Jersey. Dr. Victor Fakondo himself, he don't publish a book. As a matter of fact, the 11th of last month, me and one of them, the Alijo, they will be needed for go launch the book in New Jersey. I was there. I was very impressed. And by God power, they can go to Boston for go launch the second book we don't come out. And by God power, you can know now your area now. Now then we Washington metropolitan area, you can again for launch another one. By God power, he will can. He's doing a very good job here, a very lucky, but he's one of the intellectual giants there. Na New Jersey. And what you do, he actualize you. Then you don't call him doctor this, doctor that. No, you doctor this, Dr. Victor Fakondo, he don't actually make a very meaningful. Instead, he writes something. In fact, the only band that day where I don't know whether the good number of the social media what they was. Now, the only man of God where I see every day he writes the scripture, the Bible scripture, he put another platform day. He put a day. From Sunday, for 7 days a week, he put the Bible there. I can wonder how does this man, how does he do this? I mean, who said they put his strength for this? Every day. You don't get point now, I'm not sure say plenty people they buy the Bible now. Because every day there's a scripture there, every day. To the extent even people they ask for he had a color. Now somebody use for do the sermonizing for preaching. So these are the intellectuals and they are wood, where some of we they can say virtually we're very enamored of them. We see them as role model then. We see as people that we don't answer John Fitzgerald Kennedy, incline on call where he will make January 20, 1961, where he talks say let people they not actuating this great Jeffersonian constitutional republic will do for them, but which they will do, and that's exactly what he's done. So it's a let God bless them for what they do. We impart knowledge in we, let God bless them. We impart knowledge in we. So, by God power, when wives I don't want to talk with ironclad, say we'll come to about Mr. Bangu, I don't assure me say we go do them because he try for look for a place we go for the we will do the thing. So we pray, say this could be reality. I want to know Boku thinking. Then finally, that's at the close, and they talk to me, to the Muslim Ummah, the Muslim brothers, said, by God power, will they come begin fast. They fast for the fast, that test God, they test with faith. For see, with all this problem we don't cause, for the whole of 2024, all the bad things that we don't do, we don't supposed for do. All the things that we don't do without knowingly or unknowingly, whether we will accept now for submit ourselves to God, for submit ourselves to a grace system, for let we ask for a forgiveness, for let ask for a cleansing, let it cleanse we. If we prepare, how will they do it? With the deny ourselves what to call earthly pleasure for 1 month. 1 month we deny ourselves that. We devote her to a praise and worship. We devote her to a praise of worship. For Lord just said that the only deity we're worthy of worship. That the year Kanabudu, year Kinastai. That no more worthy of worship. That the only deity. So they asked me, fellow Muslim brothers, so we are let we determine for do that day. Let we ask Allah for let He help you follow God. Anything we go hamburg with fasting, let God push up, come out. Let it push shaitan come up and let it make sure say we not capitulate to temptation. Let us go out with faith, with sincerity and honesty. And we therefore remember one thing. Yes, we go give the ambience, say we fast. But even though, yes, we know the drug, we want one for the eyes of men, where we then are public with the pit. No man is no, 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 no. And now blasphemy that no. God knows who that they do the real fasting. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they watch we all. So if you say you are in a public, the way you go in a corner, nobody knows they take that little career, they eat up quick. No, you don't waste your time. You know nobody know they deceive God. So again, the program now really go over time now. So I want to now thank you. And with the praise say by God power tomorrow we'll come again for talk about this incident in Guinea. Today, I want to hand over everybody to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How we can today with Bismillah Rahman Rahim. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for let a guide we at the path of righteousness. Let he hold the candle light before we. Let he see we through with Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We'll go lead on tonight. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for let his saying in precious Malika for watch over we. So it will save you from all harm and danger. And the only one we go able to save we. And the only one we will prevent we. So to we Christian brothers and sisters then again, one thing I know, we in Salon, we gather religious tolerance. Muslims, Christians, and we all the born in one accord. And one good thing that day. So for myself, although me not to Christian body, half thing the way I don't pick by Christianity, I want to pray for that. I want to say, so the one that makes our want his care immortal, invisible, the only wise God, Jehovah, to whom we honor and glory. May he bless and preserve you. May he cause his face to shine upon you all and be mercifully gracious unto you. May he lift up his countenance and give you peace all throughout the days of your lives. Amen. Until then, you guys, good night.